don't hydraulic fracturing fluids use a lot of hazardous chemicals?
Not really.
Yeah?
For the most part, 99.9% of the hydraulic fracture is either water or sand. And then the other 0.1% is typical products almost that what we would be using in our household. So we pump a biocide, like a chlorine dioxide, primarily just to kill bugs, in the water, bacteria. And then we pump a little surfactant, or like Dawn dish detergent, to make it a little slick, to reduce our surface pressures on it. And then we may add a little scale inhibitor, but the amounts of it are minimal. We also, most companies these days, I know Apache does it, Southwestern Energy, we do a hazard assessment on every fracture additive that we use. And we make sure that it is not a hazardous chemical that we are pumping down holes. So it used to be in the past that we would let the service companies sort of take control of it and handle it, and we just sort of believe whatever they tell us. I'd say in the last few years, the operators have sort of come to realize that anything that comes out on our locations that we need to be held accountable for. And so we check it. And I know y'all are doing the same process.
We do, and we have taken another step in there. Every product that we use, we ask the vendor if we can get a product from the EPA's Design for Environment list. And that was a list that they came up with that showed that it was biodegradable, that it was non-retentive in the soil if it were spilled, for example, and that it was as low a hazard as we could possibly have. So we have moved towards that. We're not there completely yet for many, or for some of the additives, but many of them are in that category. And so the hazard level was never super high. People just didn't understand about chemicals. But I can say the hazard level has come down, and they're either household products or in many cases, they're food grade products.
Very interesting. Is there a way that the public can access that information, what is in various frac fluids?
Well, there is a Frac Focus website where almost all companies put in exactly what was pumped on every frac job. So if you want to go in and look at the details of exactly what chemicals, what additives, and how much, what percent was pumped, you can go to the Frac Focus website.
Is that something the government requires?
Various states have required that we put it on the Frac Focus, and actually there is a Frac Focus site for Canada as well. The other countries are actually looking at the Frac Focus model as well, and some of them are just using it almost as is. So it's a very, very good site, and it's progressed through 3 or 4 iterations of software now, and it's becoming more easily searchable to where you can find specific wells and specific operators in your area.
Okay, so everything, almost everything is out on the table for anybody to see. That's terrific.
Pretty much, and the chemicals that are used are all identified. The exact formulation may be a competitive secret. We as operators don't hold to that. If we design it, we'll tell you what's in it and how it went together. But the vendors, the pumping companies, they have some secret formulations that are quite useful, and they keep those competitive.
But it's still all in Frac Focus. So the way they get around sort of the trade secret part is they'll just list all the chemicals, but they won't say that these group of chemicals are tied to this product. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So they'll just say, okay, here's all these CAS numbers that are in the products, but they won't split out specifically which product that they're in.
What's a CAS number, Karen?
Chemical abstracting service, and it is a specific identifier for individual chemicals. So if you have a material such as chlorine dioxide or a scale inhibitor of a particular phosphonate or phosphate type, they'll tell you exactly what that material is.